Part 54. Back before I became a vegetative state, I became an immortal and invincible. Author, Ching Jue Chen Chen. Chapter 531. The rest of the people were stunned and quickly looked at the hot search below. Huh? Xiaoningsun is actually Suo Hongfeng's biological sister? That means that Suo Hongfeng and I can never be together anymore? Who would marry someone who has slandered his biological sister? Woo, if I had known I wouldn't slander Xiaoningsun before, if I had established a good relationship with her, wouldn't it be easier to see Suo Hongfeng than to have a meal? Fortunately, I haven't said anything bad about Xiaoningsun before. What are you dreaming about? You are with us. It's not like Xiaoningsun has no eyes, so how can he not see? Ning Liuhan looked at the family photos in the hot search, and his face became even more ugly. Why? Why? If Suo Hongfeng was Xiaoningsun's brother, how could she chase the star Suo Hongfeng? Judging from Suo Hongfeng's current attitude of protecting Xiaoningsun, he would definitely tear her apart if he knew she was there, let alone signing her autograph. On the other side, Xiaoningsun's high school class group and college class group also exploded at the same time. Oh my god, Xiaoningsun is actually the eldest lady of Sox group. Sox, that is one of the top 3 chaebols in the world. Xiaoningsun must have been too low-key before, and he didn't reveal any news at all. Fortunately, I didn't target her much before, otherwise I might be the one who got fired. I'm actually in the same class as Miss Sox, haha, this is amazing. But Xiaoningsun's usual behavior is really approachable, and she doesn't have the airs of a lady at all. The eldest lady of the Sox group also treated me hee, it's such an honor. Yes, I know that Gan Xiao's family is actually just an ordinary office worker. Xiaoningsun did not exclude her. He allowed her to get close to him and helped her many times. Gan Xiao, stop talking, I feel like I'm in a dream. Ningsun really took good care of me before. I didn't expect her to be so good. She really doesn't have the temper of a lady at all. Not long after, Huaxia University also posted on Weibo, our school's top students are so misunderstood. Spreading rumors is shameful and breaking the law. Following this, here are the comments from netizens from all walks of life. Some people are just idle. Even if Chairman Suo and Xiaoningsun are not father and daughter, Chairman Suo's first wife is dead. It's not unusual for others to find a female college student as their girlfriend. Rich people just like young people. In this society, older people like to find younger people. It doesn't matter. Others don't eat their rice. Yes, some people just like to be nosy. If you have that spare time, why not go to the market to crack down on counterfeit goods and benefit the people? In my opinion, the person who exposed her had bad intentions and just wanted to ruin Xiaoningsun. It is probably because she was too popular at the welcome party and aroused the jealousy of some people. I agree with you upstairs, which means that the person who exposed this matter is actually Xiaoningsun's classmate, and it is very likely that she is the participant who stole the limelight. Yan Mengrui looked at the news on the internet with a sudden realization on her face. He Yuanyang and Xiaoningsun are relatives, and Xiaoningsun is the eldest lady of the Sox group. It seems that he did not lie to her when he said that his car was a gift from a wealthy relative. It was probably given by Xiaoningsun. However, if He Yuanyang is the cousin of the eldest lady of the Sox group and a student of Huaxia University, then he is definitely worthy of her. Even if his family knew about it, they would not object. Thinking about her, she sent a message to He Yuanyang. He Yuanyang was browsing the web at this time. When he saw Yan Mengrui's post, he refused without thinking, I won't go out, you can go eat by yourself. We have nothing to do with each other. Yan Mengrui's face instantly darkened when she saw the reply message. Lao Chiao's family members were also holding their mobile phones to observe network trends. Chiao Kongsheng said angrily, today's young people are really nosy too much. Fathers will be talked about like that when they pick up their daughters when they come home. Chiao Shuking said, that's how it is in big cities. When I went to withdraw money before, a father took his daughter to an ATM to withdraw money. After withdrawing it, he gave it to his daughter. As a result, an old lady in her 60s saw her next to her. Well, let's just say that the world is getting worse now, and girls don't know how to work hard, so they just want to find rich people. Chiao Kongsheng frowned, is there such a thing? Yes, Chiao Shulan said, when Dad and I went out, we were misunderstood before, but I never told you. So if I go out in the future, I will call you both, so that others will you can tell by looking at us that we are a family of three and you won't look at me strangely again. Chiao Kongsheng nodded, those people are really boring. They have dirty minds, so they look at everyone as dirty. Chiao Shuking said, but the Suo family has announced Ningxun's identity. Even if she is with any man in the future, she will not be misunderstood as a kept person, and her reputation has been cleared. Others nodded at the same time. The Suo family is so rich, how could their daughter be kept as a foster child just because of money? Not to mention that Ningxun can make money, even if he is short of money, other people's fathers will give it to him. At this time, one person looked at the photos of Suo Hongling and Chiao Ningxun in his hand, and then looked at the family photo sent by the Suo family. Sighing silently, he deleted the secretly taken photos. It turns out that they are cousins. The Suo family is paying close attention to the trends on the internet at this time. Seeing that the public opinion on the internet has turned to their side, the Suo family breathed a sigh of relief at the same time. Suo Jing martial arts, Ningxun, you can rest assured now, no one will slander you like that again. Suo Jingwen said, yes, whoever dares to go against you again is going against our entire Suo family. The people behind it can't bear it. Suo Hongfeng said seriously, Dad, this matter is not over yet. I have already called the police. The police have also started investigating. The results will be available soon. Suo Jingguo nodded and made a phone call, asking the public relations department to pay close attention to public opinion and call him again if something happened. After glancing at the time, Suo Lianyi said, just a moment later, it's almost 11 o'clock. This is the first reunion dinner since Ningxun came back. I'll go watch the kitchen and we'll have a good reunion later. Chiao Ningxun, okay, I'll bother my aunt. Suo Lianyi felt even happier when she heard her niece's name, you're welcome, aunt will come as soon as she goes. Suo Jingguo took advantage of the cooking time to take Chiao Ningxun to the small ancestral hall to offer incense to the ancestors of the Suo family. After he laid the incense, he signaled Chiao Ningxun to also lay 3 sticks of incense. After a while, it was time to eat, and the family had a good meal. As soon as he finished eating, Suo Hongfeng answered a call. After hanging up, he solemnly said, the police have found the culprit who spread the rumors. End of this chapter. Back before I became a vegetative state, I became an immortal and invincible. Author, Qing Jue Chen Chen. Chapter 532. Chapter 532 That man is actually her biological father. Chiao Ningxun asked, who is it? That person's surname is Bai, and his name is Bai Yi. Chiao Ningxun frowned, wasn't Bai Yi her high school classmate? But I heard that when she took the college entrance examination, she did get admitted to a university in Beijing, but it was just an ordinary undergraduate university. In fact, she also knew that many of the things that framed her in high school were related to Bai Yi. But then in her senior year of high school, she became honest for a while. At that time, she was busy with various investments and focused on her career. Later on, she was so focused on getting her peers into the same university as her that she had no time to care about her. I thought she had changed her mind, but unexpectedly, I still hated her. Chiao Ningxun, I want to see her. Suo Hongfeng stood up and said, let's go, I'll see you off. Thank you, brother. Half an hour later, the two arrived at the police station. After entering, the police investigating the case led them to Baiyi. At this time, Baiyi, perhaps because she was caught doing bad things, no longer had the energy she had in high school, and looked listless. Baiyi heard the sound, looked up and saw Qiaoning Sun. Her eyes were startled, and then she suddenly lowered her head. Qiaoning Sun calmed down and said, Baiyi, I didn't expect that we are both college students, and you still hold such a grudge against me. You have been following me all this time, which should make you very tired. Baiyi sneered, don't talk about those things that are there and not, it's because I was too hasty. I didn't expect you to have such a dazzling identity. This time it was her fault. She indeed stayed at the gate of Huaxia University whenever there was no class, squatting over Qiaoning Sun, trying to find something to do with her. This morning, she finally got a photo of Qiaoning Sun getting into a rich man's car. I thought I could destroy Qiaoning Sun this time, but I didn't expect that that person was actually her biological father. It's ridiculous, it's really ridiculous. She actually did such a stupid thing, which ruined her reputation for the rest of her life. Qiaoning Sun sat across from her and asked, when you were in high school, didn't you just instigate people who liked you to be the leader? Even if something happened, others would be the unlucky ones, so you can protect yourself wisely. This time why did you act so hastily? Not long after I arrived at Zuo's house, you posted the photo online. Baiyi glanced at Zuo Hongfeng who was not far away, and sneered, do you think I don't have that idea? But those people are not as stupid as those idiots in high school. I found a few people who were pursuing me and asked them to show off. But when they saw the luxury car in the photo, they were too scared to do anything. I had no choice but to do it myself. Qiaoning Sun nodded, they are indeed not stupid, but you, after going to college, your IQ actually regressed. Baiyi looked like a broken pot, leaning on the back of the chair weakly, anyway, I fell into your hands today. You are the winner. You can say whatever you want. My whole life has been ruined because of you. I got a call from the school just now, I have been expelled, this should also be your handiwork. Suo Hongfeng suddenly said, because my sister was ruined? You and my sister are in different schools. I have also asked people to read the investigation report for what you have done before. My sister has never provoked you, it was you she has been causing trouble for her all the time, starting from the time when she framed her for falling in love with her own cousin. Who do you show yourself as a victim to? What's the end now? Baiyi's eyes turned red and she immediately lowered her head. How does she correct her attitude? Before Qiaoning Sun was transferred to her class, she was the most dazzling star in the class. As soon as Qiaoning Sun arrived, everyone's attention shifted. Some people even keep comparing her face with Qiaoning Sun's. What she cares about most is her own face. How could she not regard Qiaoning Sun as her enemy? Qiaoning Sun, brother is right, forget it, you are like this now, I won't say anything. After saying that, she and Suo Hongfeng left. It was getting late, and Qiaoning Sun did not go back to the Suo family's mansion. Instead, she went back to her house near the school. As soon as I got upstairs and before I opened the door, I heard someone running up the stairs. He Yuan Yang and He Yuan Hui breathed a sigh of relief when they saw their cousin coming back. He Yuan Yang, cousin, we have seen all the pictures on the internet. Fortunately, Suo Shi responded quickly. He Yuan Hui nodded. Fortunately, Suo Shi protected his cousin unconditionally. Qiaoning Sun opened the door and motioned for them to enter the house. Actually, I didn't expect what happened today. I generally don't think too much about my own affairs. He Yuan Yang asked, cousin, who is the culprit of spreading rumors today? Qiaoning Sun glanced at He Yuan Hui, that's my cousin's and my high school classmate, Baiyi. He Yuan Hui was stunned, it's actually her. Qiaoning Sun actually figured out what Baiyi was thinking, so he explained the reason why Bai Yi hated her. He Yuanhui nodded. Indeed, before my cousin went to number 1 middle school, she was the most dazzling in the class, and many male classmates surrounded her. Qiaoning Sun, there is another reason, that is, my relationship with my cousin was not made public at first. She also liked my cousin, and she thought that my relationship with my cousin was unusual. But even if my relationship with my cousin was made public later, her mind has already been preconceived, so she still hates me. He Yuanyang sighed, the jealousy of girls is really terrible. Qiaoningsun looked at her cousin, raised her eyebrows and said, yes, you have also provoked someone more powerful than Bai Yi. If you don't handle it well, a second Bai Yi will most likely appear. He Yuanyang knew who she was talking about as soon as he heard it. I can't do anything about Yan Mengrui. I don't plan to have a girlfriend during college, so there shouldn't be any victims because of me for the time being. Qiaoningsun nodded. If he couldn't handle it, he would definitely ask her for help. Yan Mengrui hasn't actually done anything bad now, let alone dealing with her. Time flies by and it's Monday soon. The procedures for the pharmaceutical company have been almost completed. At present, she holds 52% of the shares in the company, becoming the largest shareholder. Shen Menyun holds 10% of the shares and is still the second largest shareholder after her. Shen Menyun had calculated enough for her to trust her, so before going to class, she asked Shen Menyun to come to the school gate and directly handed her several prescriptions that she thought could be used to promote medicine. Even if Shen Menyun had the idea of betraying her in the future and leaked the prescription to people who shouldn't know, she would just ignore it and make everyone related to the prescription forget about it. Shen Menyun was very moved when he saw Qiaoningsun trusting him so much. Ningsun, don't worry, I will make the medicine as soon as possible according to your plan, make our company bigger and stronger, and help you make money. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Back before I became a vegetative state, I became an immortal and invincible. Author, Qing Jue Chen Chen. Chapter 533. Chapter 533 They are cousins. Qiaoningsun smiled and nodded. The two of them talked some more, and Qiaoningsun went back to the classroom. Behind her, there were some bodyguards in regular uniforms, but they were far away from her. They were all sent by Suo Jingguo. She originally refused, feeling that having bodyguards was too high profile, but she didn't expect that Suo Jingguo actually asked the bodyguards to come in regular clothes. And they are all very young. If you don't look carefully in college, you really can't see any difference from ordinary college students. Qiaoningsun can now be regarded as the most watched figure in the school, and has attracted a lot of attention and discussion along the way. She was not timid and walked straight to the classroom. As for He Yuanhui, in order not to cause trouble to him, she let him arrive in the classroom first today. As soon as Qiaoningsun entered the classroom, everyone suddenly became quiet, and some people looked at her with some restraint. Ning Liuhan looked at Qiaoningsun's face and found it very ugly. Thinking about how she actually said so many things that disparaged Qiaoningsun's identity before, I wonder if Qiaoningsun will take revenge on her? Her Ning group is like an ant seeing an elephant in front of the Sox group. Qiaoningsun did not calm down the atmosphere, and walked directly to sit next to Yan Yuxiu. Yan Yuxiu smiled as usual and said, Ningsun, the battle yesterday was really beautiful, and your father loves you so much. Some people were immediately shocked. Yan Yuxiu actually knew Qiaoningsun's identity a long time ago. Qiaoningsun also smiled and said, there is no other way. If he doesn't clarify it for me, every time I get into a different luxury car in the future, I will definitely be spread by rumors. This is already the second time. Yan Yuxiu asked, with Suo's ability, he must have found the rumor maker, right? Xiaoningsun nodded, it's Bai Yi. What? Yan Yuxia couldn't help raising her voice, it's actually her. She's not in the same school as us, and someone from another school actually came to frame you. She's really petty and holds a grudge, isn't it because of you? Did you steal her spotlight in the class? You didn't do that on purpose. You just looked better than her. Huny, but it's okay now. She can't harm others for the time being. She has been detained and expelled from school. Gan Xiao was listening blankly. Seeing that Huny also looked like he knew the inside story, he was shocked and said, Huny, you also know the identity of Xiaoningsun. Other students also looked at Huny. Huny nodded. Ning Liuhan said disdainfully, it turns out that you know other people's identities, so you are always so close to them. That's right, the eldest lady of the Sox group, a little money from between your fingers will be enough for you to have food and clothing for the rest of your life. Zhang Sisi also said, but Xiaoningsun has a boyfriend. No matter how enthusiastic you are about her, others probably won't look at you seriously. Wei Dongchen and Guan Yiwen were helpless. Look, not announcing their identities can cause so many misunderstandings. Yan Yuxia looked at Ning Liuhan and Zhang Sisi as if they were fools, and then glanced at Xiaoningsun. Seeing her nodding, she turned around and said, why can't they get so close? They are cousins. What? Most of the eyes in the classroom turned to Huny. Huny and Xiaoningsun are actually cousins. Ning Liuhan and Zhang Sisi were immediately embarrassed. Originally they wanted to flatter Xiaoningsun, but they seemed to have made a mistake. Wei Dongchen also said, yes, they all live together. Guan Yiwen, in high school, we are still at the front and back desks. We were able to get into Huaxia University thanks to Ningxun giving us extra classes. A boy looked at Wei Dongchen and Guan Yiwen, do you also know Xiaoningsun's identity? Wei Dongchen, of course, Guan Yiwen's family and I all work at Ningxun's house. Thanks to her, she gave our family a job and allowed us to work for a long time during the summer vacation. It's a huge burden lifted on our family. Guan Yiwen, Xiaoningsun's identity was exposed as early as her entrance banquet, but her biological father did not let the media announce it. The upper class in Nanjing all know her life experience. Teachers and some classmates in our school we went there too, and we all know it. Some people are envious again, because they have already been taken care of by the eldest lady of the Sox group. Seeing some people looking at him suspiciously, Huny nodded and said, Xiaoningsun is indeed my cousin, and my mother and her mother are biological sisters. When my mother couldn't return home due to an accident, she was her mother, too. My second aunt raised me and my eldest brother, and she can be said to be our adoptive mother. By the way, Huny Yang, who is from the same family, is my biological eldest brother. Everyone suddenly realized, no wonder the relationship between their siblings is so good. No wonder they had seen Huny Yang and Xiaoningsun alone together before. Gan Xiao said with admiration, Ningxun's mother is really amazing. She has 3 children who went to Huaxia University all of a sudden. If I were her mother, I would be extremely proud. I would show off wherever I go. Yan Yuxia nodded in agreement. Most people looked at Ning Liuhan and Zhang Sisi again. The two of them wanted to find a crack in the ground and crawl into it. They didn't have the shame to continue to surround Xiaoningsun, so they quickly found a seat farthest away from Xiaoningsun and sat down. Soon, it was time for class, and everyone quickly returned to their seats. After the class teacher came in, he coughed lightly when he saw Xiaoningsun, and began to teach seriously. Professors at Huaxia University are well informed, and many big names have come here, so the teachers in class today are relatively calm. After class, some people were still a little wary of Xiaoningsun's identity. Except for Xiaoningsun's friends, no one else dared to talk to her. Xiaoningsun felt at ease. After class at noon, he went to eat as before. Just when she arrived at the cafeteria, she attracted the attention of many classmates. Look, she is the eldest lady of the Sox group. She is so approachable. She actually comes to the canteen like us. I heard from my relatives in Nanjing that her father only found her this year. She must have suffered hardships before. It turns out to be a hidden gem in the ocean, so it's no surprise that it comes to the cafeteria. However, Qiaoningsun and the leader of the Suo family are really similar, especially their family portrait yesterday. Now it looks like they were carved from the same mold. My daughter is just like her father, but she doesn't know who her mother is. She is so lucky she is favored by such a wealthy chaebol boss. She will not have to worry about anything in her life. She is a winner in life. Yeah, I envy the dead. What are you envious of? Many big guys are older. Do you also want to be taken care of? Back before I became a vegetative state, I became an immortal and invincible. Author, Qing Jue Chen Chen. Chapter 534. Chapter 534 Gukin Score. No, I don't like old men. I like young ones, such as Suo Hongfeng. After the female classmate finished speaking, she suddenly walked up to Qiaoningsun, looking shy, as if she didn't know how to speak. Qiaoningsun blinked. This classmate, please tell me if you have anything to say. You're welcome. I'll help you if I can. The female classmate was immediately overjoyed. She immediately took out a love letter from her bag and placed it in front of Qiaoningsun. I really like your elder brother. Can you help me pass it on to your elder brother? The female classmates around him suddenly felt annoyed. That's right, Suo Hongfeng's biological sister is here, they can ask her to deliver the love letter. Qiaoningsun was very direct. I'm sorry, my eldest brother knew that this would happen and was worried that it would affect my study, so I was not allowed to accept love letters and gifts for him. When the female classmate heard this, she was not sad, and said apologetically, I'm sorry, I was presumptuous. If you have a chance, can you please tell me? I know, many people in our school like him. Qiaoningsun smiled gently. Okay, it's very simple. The female classmate also smiled, took back the love letter and left with satisfaction. She also knew that it would be impossible to succeed, but she was content to be able to talk to Suo Hongfeng's biological sister. After lunch, Qiaoningsun received a call from Suo Hongfeng. She glanced at the people staring at her, gave her companions an apologetic look, walked to a quiet place, and then pressed the answer button. Hey, big brother. Huh? Yes, but I'm at school. You bring someone to come to me? Okay, then I'll go directly to room 1 of the music classroom. You can talk to the classroom administrator. You'll have more face. I'll go there and wait for you. Qiaoningsun hung up the phone and looked up to see that her companions were already waiting for her at the door. Gan Xiao saw her coming over and said, Ningsun, I feel that you have been really busy after the New Year's party. Qiaoningsun knew that what she wanted to say caused her a lot of trouble because of the hot surge, so she smiled and said, it's okay, these are all things that must be experienced to grow up. This kind of life is actually pretty good. Compared with the miserable days in her previous life, her current life is really a fairy life. Qiaoningsun continued, I have something to do, so you should go back to the dormitory first. The others didn't ask any questions and went back to the dormitory to take a nap. 20 minutes later, Qiaoningsun came to room 1 of the music classroom. Before she could enter, Suo Hongfeng, who was in disguise, walked over quickly with an old man about 60 or 70 years old, looking very anxious. Not far away, Vice Principal Zhou also followed. Seeing Qiaoningsun, Suo Hongfeng stepped forward with a smile, Sister, you came so fast. Big brother came very quickly. Vice Principal Zhou stepped forward kindly and said, Classmate Qiaoningsun, you have been waiting for a long time. Qiaoning Sun, I just arrived, I didn't wait long. Suo Hongfeng looked at the old man beside him and said seriously, Ning Sun, let me introduce to you. This is the teacher who taught me music since I was a child. He is also a professor at Huaxia University, Professor Qi. Professor Qi smiled and stretched out his hand. Hello, classmate Jiaoning Sun, I also went to see the performance of the New Year's Eve party that day. Because of your participation, I think it was the highest level of performance since the founding of Huaxia University. Party Jiaoning Sun was flattered. Professor Qi, thank you. Vice Principal Zhou walked into the classroom first. Everyone, let's come in and talk. Mr. Suo has a special status. It would be bad if others found out. Huaxia University is very user-friendly. At noon, some students who have no classes in the afternoon can come over to practice musical instruments. There are still many people passing by. The group entered the music classroom, and Vice Principal Zhou closed the door. Professor Qi directly explained the purpose of his visit. Classmate Jiaoning Sun, your elder brother should have already told me the purpose of my visit on the phone, so I won't waste everyone's time. I want to ask you about the music you performed on the piano and erhu before. Is it Gukhan score? Jiaoning Sun nodded, indeed. Professor Qi said excitedly, it's like this. With the increase in national archaeological efforts in recent years, some Gukhan scores have indeed been unearthed. However, due to time, tomb robbing, mining techniques, and other reasons, the ancient tombs were flooded and so on. Many Gukhan scores have been damaged, although they have been restored through technology, but the preservation of the scores is not very complete, so. At this point, Professor Qi was a little embarrassed to speak. Jiaoning Sun knew what he wanted to say and took the initiative to speak. Professor Qi, do you want to ask me if there are any other Gukhan scores? Seeing that she pointed out her purpose directly, Professor Qi stopped being shy. Yes, you also know that the development of modern music in our country is many years behind that of foreign countries, and many musicians abroad also look down on our country. But our country's modern music development, we have a long history, and our music development history is many years earlier than those clowns. If our ancient music comes to the world, it can slap other countries in the face and let them know that we, the Chinese nation, are the king of classical music. Suo Hongfeng said, Sister, of course, if you don't want to, then we won't force it. After all, it is what you got. Only you have it in this world, and it is considered yours. Vice Principal Zhou couldn't say anything. There were big bosses on both sides, and he didn't dare to offend anyone. Jiaoning Sun smiled and said, I am not unwilling, I am willing, but you may not be able to understand the words in the Gukhan scores. They are displayed in very special words. Why don't I just play 2 more pieces for you? Professor Qi was immediately delighted. Okay, then I'll help you. This way they can pick up the score themselves. Jiaoning Sun nodded, saw the Gukhan next to him, and asked, is it okay to use the Gukhan? Suo Hongfeng was surprised, you actually know how to play the Gukhan? Jiaoning Sun, I have learned many musical instruments. The people present were even more shocked. Soon, Jiaoning Sun got ready and started playing. After the 2 songs were finished, it took a long time for everyone to come to their senses. This is the charm of ancient music. Moreover, Jiaoning played the piano very skillfully, and they felt as if they were listening to a skilled old artist, and their hearts were shocked. Professor Qi suddenly applauded violently, okay, you played it so well. This piece of music is no simpler than Tianqing. Miss Jiao, you are so amazing. You can learn several instruments so well. Jiaoning Sun smiled and said, thank you for the award. Have you all recorded it? Professor Qi nodded, thank you very much. With these 2 pieces of music, and Tianqing, the music history of our country will soon be changed. Jiaoning Sun, that's my honor. Professor Qi asked, What are the names of these two pieces of music? Back before I became a vegetative state, I became an immortal and invincible. Author, Ching Jue Chen Chen. Chapter 535. Chapter 535, Break Up. Jiaoning Suan, the first song is called Minjiao and the second song is called Kangtian. Professor Chi nodded, as expected of an ancient song, the name is well chosen. After saying some more words, Jiaoning Suan left the music classroom and left them to study on their own. With their abilities, they can play the entire piece of music after listening to it several times. 3 days later, a hot search titled #Ancient Music from Thousands of Years Ago reappeared #ranked first among the hot searches. The copywriting is also very crude. The history of our Chinese music has been thousands of years, and our Chinese music will always be at the top of the world. The first video you click on is Tianqing played by Jiaoning Suan on the erhu, followed closely by Mingyu and Kangtian played by her on the guhan. Every piece of music is extremely shocking to listen to. Although many people have heard Tianqing, when they heard it again, they didn't play it fast and listened from beginning to end. Netizens commented one after another. These three pieces of music are so nice. Could it be that the archaeological team has made a major discovery, and they are all freshly released ancient songs? But Tianqing was performed by a college student before. It is impossible for the archaeological team to let others perform it before they have announced the ancient music. If it is to be performed, it must be performed by professional music masters. If it is destroyed, it will be spread internationally. Will definitely be laughed at violently. Then these are probably passed down from other people's families. Didn't that college student say that his status is very special? She is the eldest lady of the Sox group. That kind of family, even if they spend money to buy it, the music family sees the huge amount of money. Will definitely sell. Most likely. If these three songs had the copyright, they would definitely make a lot of money. I went to the copyright database to check. There is indeed a copyright, but it's a person named Jiaoning Suan. What, is there still copyright to the ancient music? It's not like she made it. But it was played by someone else. Yes, what if I don't apply for copyright and it is stolen by the country that steals it? In that case, I would rather people from China get the copyright. Agree upstairs. The popularity of hot searches continues to increase, and because there is no restriction on reprinting, it was quickly spread to the outside world. Internet users on the internet were shocked after listening to these three pieces of music, and they commented under the video in English. This girl plays so beautifully. What kind of music is this? It actually makes people energetic. I didn't sleep all night, but after listening to these songs, I felt more energetic. Wow, this is a piece of music from heaven. The performer is from the Huaxia Kingdom. Oh my god, the music from the Huaxia Kingdom is so nice. How could China have such good music? I don't believe it. Upstairs, where do you think it might be from? This style is unique to China. If you don't believe it, hold back. Other countries, which are either tiny or only have a history of 100 years, can anyone write such a majestic piece of music? For a time, people all over the world were intensely discussing those three pieces of music. After class, Yan Yuxiu opened the hot search on her mobile phone and put it in front of Jiaoning Suan. She looked at her sideways and asked, "Did you play the next song too?" Jiaoning Suan smiled and nodded. Yan Yuxiu suddenly lay weakly on the table. "You are too good at curling up. It doesn't matter that you are good at literature and martial arts. You can also play music. How can we survive like this?" Jiaoning Suan patted her head and said with a smile, "It's okay. You can enter Huaxia University and you have defeated many people. Don't compare with me, compare with those who are worse than you." Yan Yuxiu looked at the loss with resentment. Friend glanced at me. "Your way of comforting me is special enough." Jiaoning Suan, haha. Because of those three songs, Jiaoningsun has been very popular on the internet for a long time, and the amount of daily discussions is no less than that of those celebrities. Some big names in the entertainment industry even think that Jiaoningsun is so versatile that if he enters the entertainment industry, he will be a cash cow. Many people have contacted Suo Hongfeng and asked him to ask his sister if she is willing to debut, and they also said that she can definitely become a top streamer. Especially people around Suo Hongfeng said that if Jiaoningsun also entered the entertainment industry, their brother-sister relationship would complement each other very well and increase their popularity. It's just around the corner for two people to dominate the entertainment industry. It was just that after Jiaoningsun heard what Suo Hongfeng said, she refused without even thinking about it. Not for anything else, just because she wants to live a normal life, do business casually, go shopping, travel casually, and accompany her parents and elders wherever they want to go. Suo Hongfeng doesn't want his sister to enter the entertainment industry. Having been in the entertainment industry for many years, he knows how chaotic it is when the entertainment industry becomes chaotic. Lu Hao wanted to deal with Jiaoningsun personally before. But when she thought about her boyfriend's identity, she still backed down. Later, what Li Shayan did was exposed, and he was very lucky that he did not take action against Jiaoningsun. After seeing the news on the internet, Lu Hao asked Ning Liuyuhan out. When he came to the door of the coffee shop, Lu Hao saw Ning Liuyuhan coming from a distance, and stepped forward to ask angrily, "What kind of identity is Jiaoningsun? Why didn't you tell me? And you let me deal with her?" Ning Liuyuhan felt very uncomfortable and said, "I didn't know her identity was so prominent. Her surname is Jiao. I believe no one can associate her with the Sox group." Lu Hao frowned. Apparently he knew she was right. "Fortunately, I gave up when I said I would take action against her last time. Otherwise, our two companies would definitely be gone by now. It is too easy for super chaebol like the Soxlet group to kill their companies, which are only worth a few hundred million or billions." Ning Liuyuhan nodded, thinking about her previous question about Changsheng and Changsheng asking for a bad luck charm, and suddenly felt guilty. "I just hope that longevity have nothing to do with Jiaoningsun, otherwise she will definitely be miserable." Lu Hao looked at Ning Liuyuhan. He was not as good looking as Jiaoningsun, nor as capable as Jiaoningsun. He was not as good at housework as others, and he was even stupid. This kind of person cannot bring him any particular benefits. Lu Hao suddenly said, "Let's break up." Ning Liuyuhan was stunned. What did you say? Break up?" "Lu Hao, you heard me right, I suddenly don't like you, and I don't want to delay you." Ning Liuyuhan sneered, "You broke up with me after you knew Jiaoningsun's identity. Did you want to pursue Jiaoningsun? You even fell in love with her ability to gamble on stones and wanted to let her help you to turn your family around." Lu Hao's eyes dodged. Ning Liuyuhan saw this and mocked, "Jiaoningsun already has a boyfriend, and your company's market value is only a few hundred million. How can such a super wealthy family like you? Jiaoningsun graduated from Huaxia University. Why should she be matched with someone from a university of the same level? How can you, a third-rate university student, be worthy of her?" Even if she agreed, her parents and brother would not agree. The new book Space Fisher Girl, Catching Fish in the Sea and Getting Rich has been released. It is a farming article with an ancient fictional background. If you like it, you can save it and support it. Thank you all and take a bow. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Back before I became a vegetative state, I became an immortal and invincible. Author, Qing Jue Chen Chen. Chapter 536. Chapter 536 Announce Your Identity. Lu Hao suddenly felt a little embarrassed and roared, "So what if I have a boyfriend? I can get divorced even if I get married. The man is unmarried and the woman is unmarried. Why can't I pursue her? Ning Liuhan continued to taunt, you pursue her? Why? Other people's boyfriends drive top-grade Rolls-Royces. As for you, all the money in the family will be gone if you buy 3 of those Rolls-Royces. You take it, what pursued? Lu Hao's face flushed with anger, his eyes were red, his head was hot, and he suddenly slapped Ning Liuhan. Ning Liuhan was standing on the side of the road when a slap hit him. His body instantly lost his balance and fell to the side of the road. A car happened to be coming from the side. She had just fallen to the ground. The car had no time to brake and ran over her waist. Ah! Hearing a scream from under the wheel, Ning Liuhan became motionless. Lu Hao was immediately shocked and looked at the scene in front of him in disbelief. He didn't even think about Ning Liuhan's death. He instinctively turned around and wanted to run. How could the driver and his friends let him go? So Lu Hao was quickly caught. Ning Liuhan was also quickly taken to the hospital. After the examination, the doctor said the situation was serious, and he stayed in the hospital for half a year before being discharged. Lu Hao was also sentenced to several years in prison. The sun and the moon alternate, and months pass quickly. The prescription provided by Jiaoningsun has also gone through various experiments and has been on the market for a month. It has good effects and few side effects, and has been well received by patients. Her pharmaceutical company is now her cash cow, and she just has to wait to receive the money every day. As for Shen Menyun's illness, Jiaoningsun treated her several times during the Chinese New Year last year, and she has now fully recovered. Her ex-husband and ex-mother-in-law also came to see her and still wanted to remarry her, but Shen Menyun has now bought a new house and they can't get in. If they go to the company and there are security guards, they won't be able to get in and they won't be able to find her at all. September 1st, it's time for Huaxia University to start school again. Many people deposit their tuition fees into the bank card issued by the school in advance, and the system automatically deducts the tuition fees. Everyone can go to class directly the next day. Although Ning Liuhan was discharged from the hospital half a year ago, he had to stay at home for a long time to recuperate due to a lumbar injury, so he immediately dropped out of school. Under the doctor's advice, Ning Liuhan could only continue her freshman year when freshmen were admitted for the second year. In other words, Jiaoningsun will be a sophomore in the future, and Ning Liuhan will have to undergo military training and then become a freshman again. When Ning Liuhan thought about his military training, the classmates who entered the school at the same time were already sophomores, and he had to repeat his freshman year. Every day, he looked like he had no love for life. Jiaoningsun started live broadcasting in the evening. Seeing that she was on the air, the water friends looked like they were doing their routine again. Anchor, you said from last year to this year that your identity would be announced, but it hasn't been announced yet. Why? You're not trying to trick us, are you? That's right, what is your identity? I'm really curious. Don't worry, everyone, when the host wants to say something, he will definitely say it. You are too imposing on others. Whether or not to disclose your true identity is the freedom of others. That's right, Jiaoningsun said with a faint smile. Thank you to the water friends who spoke for me, and also to the water friends who have always supported me. Okay, no more nonsense. Today there are still 3 quotas, each the first person to post the words "Anchor is happy" can be the lucky person for today's fortune telling. Let's start. The anchor is happy. The anchor is happy. The anchor is happy. Soon, the first lucky person was born. Read hard, pay quickly, and apply for a connection. Jiaoningsun agreed to the application, and a girl appeared in the video. Reading hard, he said nervously, "Anchor, hello, this is my first live broadcast, I may be a little nervous, please forgive me." Jiaoningsun saw her appearance, and it turned out to be her classmate Yi Xiaoxiu. It was the person who Li Shayan asked her to bring a letter to Qiaoningsun during the military training in her freshman year. Qiaoningsun, it's okay, what do you want to do? Yi Xiaoxiu's face looked a little disappointed for a moment. Anchor, I want to calculate my marriage. I have a boyfriend, but in the past month, every time I send him a message, he has to wait 4 or 5 hours before replying to me. Sometimes he doesn't even reply to me for a whole day, and he doesn't reply until he wakes up the next morning. I want to ask, does he not like me anymore? Is he already dating me? Most likely so. If you really like someone, how can you resist replying to a message the next day? When my boyfriend was chasing me before, if he didn't reply to messages for half an hour, he would think that I didn't like him anymore. Every time I delayed my reply, I had to explain to him. I must have changed my mind. You are so good looking, you look like a college student, you are still young, stop your losses in time. Qiaoningsun counted his fingers and frowned. It's not that he doesn't want to reply to you, but he has no choice but to do so. Yi Xiaoxiu was stunned. You mean someone controlled him? Qiaoningsun, no, he is dead. The person who replied to your message is his eldest brother. He replied like this on purpose, hoping that you would be disappointed in your boyfriend and break up with him, so that you would not worry about his brother. Sad to die. Yi Xiaoxiu was shocked and said, dead, dead. My boyfriend is dead. Qiaoningsun, yes, the date of death was a month ago. He can be regarded as an uneducated person. He and you were high school classmates. After graduating from high school, you came to the capital to study at university, and he and his parents and brothers let's come to the capital to work together. But he has an unstable temperament and is easily impulsive. He came to the capital and changed his job for more than 10 times, but he still has not stabilized. A month ago, because he was often late, his boss deducted half of his salary. He had a conflict with his boss and wanted to kill him, but he was killed by his boss and stabbed his heart with a knife. Now he has been buried. Oh my God. Although the person is dead and it is difficult to say anything about him, I still want to say that he is really overestimating his own abilities. It is a pity that I risked my life just for some wages. It's actually quite normal to have your salary deducted if you are often late. He is such a bastard, but his elder brother is pretty good. This is the so-called bad guy with a good girl, right? The boyfriend who studies hard is such a bad character, but his eldest brother is pretty good. Qiaoningsun, no, his eldest brother also likes to study hard. He does this to create a feeling for studying hard that he is a good person and wants to pursue studying hard. If you don't believe it, study hard and you can beat your man. Try using your friend's phone number. Now your boyfriend's phone number is in his eldest brother's hand. Back before I became a vegetative state, I became an immortal and invincible. Author, Qing Jue Chen Chen. Chapter 537. Chapter 537, Poke a Classmate's Nest. Yi Xiaoxiu hesitated for a while, but still made a call on WeChat. Soon, the call was connected over there. Hello. Yi Xiaoxiu, Liang Sheng. Liang Qi, Xiaoxiu, I am Liang Qi. Yi Xiaoxiu, where is Liang Sheng? Liang Qi, he has passed away. Yi Xiaoxiu's voice was choked. How did you die? Liang Qi, it was not his fault that he was murdered. This person is indeed not a good person. Yeah, there was no mention at all that the matter was that his brother wanted to kill someone else, but was killed in return. I also understand, even if my brother is dead, how can I still say bad things about him and make him unable to live peacefully in the world? I agree with the above, you are right. Yi Xiaoxiu asked again, when did you die? Liang Qi, a month ago. Seeing that no one had spoken to him for a long time, Liang Qi hurriedly said, I have been sending you messages for more than a month, just to make you disappointed in him and break up with him, so that you won't stop because of him. I'm so sad about my death. I just didn't expect you to call me. I can't imitate my brother's voice, so I can only confess to you. This person is really pretending, he could have just hung up the phone. That is, he said this, feeling that T talks about T. Some men are overjoyed, and women are willing to be inferior to them. As if deliberately trying to gain favor. The anchor is indeed right. The anchor is so famous, shouldn't this person come to watch the live broadcast? Some people are biased against anything on the internet and will not believe anything, so the fans of the anchor in the past year seem to be very young, and some have just turned 18 years old. I agree with the above, especially the older ones. There are many who don't know the anchor. Yixiaoxiu, okay, tell me where he is buried. We met each other and we are high school classmates. I will go see him when I have time. Liang Qi hesitated for a moment, and suddenly, for some unknown reason, his mouth was out of control and he spoke out his true thoughts. Everyone is dead, and you are still young. Let it go when it's time to let it go. To be honest, Liang Shen is really not a good man. He idles around all day and does not do his job properly. He has no patience when he has a job. He is so ambitious. I'm much better than him. I graduated from a key university and also went to graduate school. My parents also like you quite a lot. You don't have a boyfriend anymore. Why don't we try dating? Okay. The anchor is so amazing, everything is right. Haha, there is something good to watch now. If you study hard, you will definitely not agree. What a shame. Yes, every time I see this man, I will think of his brother, and he will definitely have a hard time. Study hard, you are still young, don't agree, otherwise their family will definitely think that they are a very good person and take you in without a boyfriend. Agree upstairs. Yixiaoxiu said, I feel uncomfortable right now. Brother Liang, I don't want to be friends anymore until I graduate from college. I hope you understand. Liang Qi frowned. Why did he suddenly express his true thoughts just now? Although he was a little disappointed, he couldn't force others. Okay, Liang Sheng's tomb is in my hometown, you have a holiday, you can go there. Good. After hanging up the phone, Yixiaoxiu said, Anchor, thank you very much, otherwise I would have been thinking about it for a long time. Qiaoning Sun, it's okay. Soon, the second fortune teller appeared. Qiaoning Sun felt helpless when he saw the person in the video. Did he stab his classmate in the nest today? He is actually her classmate and has a lot of money. The nickname is actually one character different from his real name. Wait a minute, that means he also knows about Yixiaoxiu just now. Qianduoduo, hello, Anchor. Qiaoning Sun, hello, what do you want to do? Qianduoduo, Anchor, I want to calculate my career. I am a sophomore this year, and my academic performance is average in the class. I want to ask, will it be smooth for me to find a job in my current major? If not, I will. How about the postgraduate entrance examination? Will work go smoothly after the postgraduate entrance examination? Qiaoning Sun counted with his fingers and shook his head slightly, none of them go well. Your job search after graduation will not go well, your postgraduate entrance examination will not go well, and your job search after the postgraduate entrance examination will not go well either. Qianduoduo suddenly felt like he was mourning. Anchor, do you have any solution? Can your lucky charm be transferred to me? Qiaoning Sun, lucky charms are very expensive and have a short validity period. Even if you use them and successfully find a job, it will be difficult for you to continue working unless you keep buying lucky charms, but that is a huge expense. The economy is likely to be brought down. Qianduoduo was in a hurry. Anchor, what should I do? Qiaoning Sun, there is indeed a way, as long as your family can be ruthless. Qianduoduo was stunned. How do you say this? Qiaoning Sun, your family conditions are not bad. 7 years ago, your brother came to your home, but as he grew older, your parents gradually got older, and he became difficult to discipline. It's not like today to break others, he even likes to bully his classmates. Since he was born, your parents have been either helping him to deal with the aftermath or trying to deal with it. Chienduoduo frowned. Does the anchor mean that I will not be able to concentrate on work and study because of that child in the future? Xiaoningsun nodded, yes. Chienduoduo, then what should I do? To be honest, I don't like my brother very much. He is hopeless. He beats his parents and elders every day at home. However, my parents don't think there is anything wrong. They just say he is still young. Last time he burned a car worth 200,000 yuan. Someone found us through surveillance and sued my parents. They had no choice but to pay. What kind of child is this? This is simply devilish. This is also their retribution. Who allowed them to have a son, and they still have another son? I guess I wanted to have both children, but I didn't expect that the second one would be a son, and he would also be a debt collector. I kind of understand why the anchor said that after having a lot of money, work and study will not go smoothly. In a few years, his parents will get old and they will not be able to keep up with his energy in the future. He must have a lot of money to do everything. Think about it, if Chienduoduo was preparing for an interview or other exams, and his parents called and said that his brother had gotten into trouble and they were incompetent. Even if he was hard-hearted and refused to deal with it, he would probably be worried about his abnormal performance for the rest of his life. It's miserable, it's too miserable. So, if adults don't have children casually, they are responsible for themselves and society. Xiaoningsun, there is a way, but it still depends on your parents' attitude. If they are not willing, it probably won't work. Back before I became a vegetative state, I became an immortal and invincible. Author, Qing Jue Chen Chen. Chapter 538. Chapter 538. Identity is about to be exposed. Chienduoduo, what are the consequences? Xiaoningsun, let me tell you the truth. What I say is the truth. Don't think that I am cursing your parents. Your parents were tortured physically and mentally because of your brother in the days that followed. Finally, 2 years later, both husband and wife were diagnosed with cancer at the same time, and both passed away within 3 months. From now on, your brother will have to be left to you to discipline him. But your parents have spoiled him, and as the elder brother, you can't discipline him at all. So he still gets into trouble every 3 days, and every time he causes trouble at a critical turning point in your life, and he does it on purpose, just to prevent you from being too good and comparing yourself to him, because he knows that his academic performance is not good. Not as good as you. Chienduoduo was extremely scared that his parents would die because of his younger brother. No, absolutely not. Anchor, what is your solution? Xiaoningsun, it's very simple, just return the child to his biological parents. Is it another drama about a child being dropped? Definitely is. Then their family is miserable, isn't it? I have helped children deal with so many things in vain. There may be a reason why the family members have a lot of money. Chienduoduo was shocked. What? Biological parents? Was the child held in the wrong arms? Xiaoningsun, it's not that I was carried by mistake. In fact, that child is not your biological brother, but your brother-in-law's child. When your brother-in-law just entered college, his girlfriend got pregnant, and neither of them wanted to. If you want to raise a child, your brother-in-law will kneel down and beg your father to raise him. Your father and your mother didn't want to raise him at first, but your brother-in-law said that if they didn't, they would send the child to an orphanage. How could your grandparents let their grandson go to an orphanage if they knew about it? They forced your parents to adopt your brother. Your brother-in-law and his wife are living a good life now. It's time for your parents to send the child back. It's enough to help others raise a child for a few years. Qianduoduo was deeply shocked. He didn't expect that the brother he thought was his brother-in-law was actually his uncle's child. No wonder he couldn't get close to that child. Qianduoduo suddenly asked, "But my brother-in-law and aunt are not living well. They have a total salary of 5,000 yuan a month. They love to spend money, and they often ask my parents to borrow money. They can't even support themselves. It's difficult. How can you agree to raise a child?" Qiao Ningxun sighed, "They can give up their children, what else can't they do? Their income is actually very high, the two of them add up to 30,000. They just don't want to raise children and think they are troublesome, so they leave the children to your parents when they get old. As the biological parents of the children, they can still let the children support them. As for borrowing money frequently, I can only say that they are very smart. If they tell others that they make a lot of money, your parents will definitely give the child back. Another purpose is to prevent others from asking them for money. This is too irresponsible. There are many people like this. When young men or women have children, they leave the children behind and go out to live a leisurely life. When they get old, they come back and let their children take care of them. It's just that it rarely happens that both husband and wife don't want to raise a child at the same time. Upstairs, this kind of situation also occurs, but most of it happens when divorce occurs. Neither party wants children and leaves them to relatives to raise. Agree upstairs. This is the first time I have heard of someone crying about poverty on purpose. Yes, most people like to pretend to be fat, making 10,000 a month, which can be said to be 100,000 to the outside world, for fear that others will not know that they are rich. Qianduoduo suddenly said seriously in the live broadcast room, "Mom, Dad, have you heard this? If you don't listen to the anchor, our family will be ruined. Since my brother has his own biological parents, let's return him to their parents. Maybe he can be educated well by his biological parents." His parents are actually in the live broadcast room. They are also quite open-minded. When my elders mentioned live streaming, they said it was all a lie. Agree upstairs. Father Qian and Mother Qian were very suspicious of Qiao Ningxun's words. They cannot believe something that has not happened. "Qiao Ningxun, you too, if you don't believe it, I can tell you something you did when you were young that only you know. If you don't want everyone to know, I can also send you a private message." Qian's father and Qian's mother were stunned and said good in doubt. 5 minutes later, Qian's father and Qian's mother no longer doubted Qiao Ningxun's magical powers, quickly left the live broadcast room and called the biological parents of their youngest son. Of course, they refused at first. After Qian's father and Qian's mother revealed their real wages, they had nothing to do. The household registration has always been in Qian's father's younger brother's house, and Qian's father gave the child away on the same day. Later, I heard that Qian's father's brother had no feelings for the child he had never raised. After the child got into trouble, he accidentally beat the child to death. Qian's father and younger brother were also imprisoned for this, and they were released after being imprisoned for several years. After Qianduoduo's parents found out, they felt a little regretful, but the matter was irreparable. In order to live a quiet life, I sold my house in my hometown, changed my mobile phone number, moved to the capital, and lived with Qianduoduo. Qianduoduo's study and work went as smoothly as ordinary people. After a while, the third lucky guy appeared. Qiao Ningxun sighed when he saw the people appearing in the live broadcast room. Ning Liuhan was really determined not to give up. After one account was blocked by her, she actually changed her account to another one. She is wearing a mask this time. Do you think others can't recognize her? Ning Liuhan thought the anchor didn't recognize him, so he said in a very unfamiliar tone, "Hello, anchor." Qiao Ningxun didn't expose her. "Hello, what do you want to do?" Ning Liuhan, I want to ask, can I successfully graduate from college in this life? To tell you the truth, since college, I have been in many troubles, often injured, and people often look at me with displeasure. People are against me, I feel so miserable. She is not stupid. She knows that there are classmates in the live broadcast room and may recognize her, so she asks the question tactfully. Jiaoningsun still has professional ethics. After all, someone else paid the money. After counting with his fingers, his face looked a little ugly. I can't do it anymore. This day is finally coming. This is the first time the anchor has spoken so directly. Yeah, I feel like something is wrong with her. Yeah. I feel very normal. I also think you are overthinking it. Ning Liuhan felt very uncomfortable and asked, is there any way? Her implication is, can she get rid of those who oppose her? You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Back before I became a vegetative state, I became an immortal and invincible. Author, Qing Jue Chen Chen. Chapter 539. Chapter 539 Jiaoningsun hurt someone? Originally, given Jiaoningsun's status, she wanted to curry favor with her. But almost a year later, Jiaoningsun didn't have a good look on her. The reason why she dropped out of school was also because Lu Hao wanted to pursue Jiaoningsun and unintentionally harmed her. Without Jiaoningsun, her college days would certainly not have been so miserable. Her hatred for Jiaoningsun became stronger day by day. Jiaoningsun, there is no way, you will not be able to successfully graduate from college in this life, nor will you be able to live a normal life. Haha, the anchor speaks so directly. Everyone's time is precious, I think it's better to be direct. That's right, that's right. Ning Liuhan was furious. This man's words were as unpleasant as Jiaoningsun's. In anger, she cut off the connection directly. Anyway, if she continues to connect, the only one who will be embarrassed is herself. Wow, the first person ever to be angry with an anchor appears. Hug the anchor, telling the truth will also cause dissatisfaction. That person is my classmate, a second-generation rich man, his family is in good condition, and he has such a eldest lady temperament. No wonder. Suddenly, Jiaoningsun's cell phone received a message. Ning Liuhan, Jiaoningsun, I have something to tell you. Can I see you? Jiaoningsun twitched the corner of her mouth and replied, no, I don't want to see you. You just got angry here, now you want to take it out on her? Ning Liuhan fell down in anger, and his words were as irritating as that anchor. Ning Liuhan, I want to apologize to you. Just come to this address. I am about to repeat my freshman year. You are a sophomore. Huaxia University is so big. We will definitely not see each other again in the future. Just give me a chance. Jiaoningsun, okay, I'll go. Ning Liuhan keeps jumping around like this, which is actually quite annoying. Every time during the live broadcast, someone asked her about her true identity. She ignored the offending fans and had to explain it again every time, which wasted a lot of time. Simply took advantage of this opportunity to reveal his identity. Ning Liuhan smiled sinisterly. After Jiaoningsun recovered, he left the live broadcast room for 30 seconds, cast a spell and separated himself. Of course, the clone is also disguised. Strange, the anchor has finished live broadcasting today, why hasn't he stopped broadcasting yet? Yeah, it's really abnormal. When something goes wrong, there must be a monster. Jiaoningsun returned to the live broadcast room with a normal expression. I was just wondering if after I announced my identity, I would get used to live broadcasts and stop live broadcasts in the future. After all, after her identity is announced, she can take orders in real life, so live streaming seems unnecessary. Ah! Sure enough, there is a demon, so the anchor should not reveal his identity. That's right, when I think about never seeing the anchor's live broadcast again, I will definitely not think about tea or food. Me too, why did the anchor suddenly decide to reveal his identity? Could it be that after making enough money, I started to hate the live broadcasting industry? Most likely so. Don't give up on the live broadcast, I haven't been selected even once. Me too, I just became a fan for a few days, and the anchor had to give up the live broadcast. I was so unlucky. Xiaoningsun sighed, it's not that I've made enough money, it's that I figured that someone was going to harm me. Who would think that they have too much money? The live broadcast room suddenly exploded. Isn't the anchor not considered himself? Xiaoningsun, but I can count others to figure out whether I will be involved. I see. Who wants to harm the anchor? You speak up and I'll help you. That is, are you a fan of the live broadcast room dead? We have more than 100 million active fans. Who is so impatient and dares to bully you? Anchor, don't be afraid, as long as we are here, you will be fine. Yes, we will protect you. Xiaoningsun was very moved and said with a smile, okay, then I will trouble you to testify for me when the time comes. Do not worry. Must. We promise to vouch for you. Xiaoningsun was relieved and took a rest. The next day, the official first day of classes. The second period was over, and all the students were preparing to change classrooms to go to class, when 7 or 8 police officers suddenly walked in from outside the door. All students were suddenly confused. Why are the police here? Qin Shinai ran over panting and said anxiously, Mr. Policeman, you must be mistaken. It is absolutely impossible for students in our class to do something like hurting others. Vice Principal Joe was also beside him. Yes, you must not wrong the students of our school. This will be a fatal blow to them. The old policeman said, don't worry, if she is wrongly accused, we will definitely hold the whistleblower accountable. After saying that, he looked at the students, and his eyes quickly locked on Xiaoningsun. Amid everyone's puzzled looks, the old policeman walked towards Xiaoningsun and stopped in the aisle next to her. Classmate Xiaoningsun, there is an injury case that requires your cooperation. Everyone in the classroom suddenly took a breath of cold air. It was only quiet for 3 seconds, and soon everyone exploded. Injury case, Xiaoningsun injured someone. How is it possible? She is a girl, how can she hurt someone? That's right. She must have many bodyguards sent by the Suo family around her. If she wants to hurt someone, she doesn't have to do it herself. However, her fighting ability is indeed very strong. I guess he hurt someone in self-defense. Yes, if she does something, it will damage the reputation of the Sox group and her brother. Her family loves her so much, how can she be willing to make her family sad? There must be a misunderstanding here. Who knows if it could be a misunderstanding? Saints can make mistakes, and of course she will make mistakes too. That's right, that's right. People in the classroom looked at Xiaoningsun with eyes ranging from worry to gloating to indifference. He Yuanhui said anxiously, Uncle Policeman, how could my cousin hurt someone? She is either at school, home, or at her company every day. She won't cause trouble. Yan Yuxiu also said, yes, Ningsun has a gentle temper and never takes the initiative to conflict with others. Since I met her, I have never seen her blush with anyone. Gan Xiao also said, Uncle Policeman, Ningsun is really good. She can't hurt anyone. Please investigate clearly and don't accuse her unjustly. Old policeman Zhao Qian said, don't worry, we are just here to ask her questions. There is no evidence yet that she must have done it. Most of the people present breathed a sigh of relief at the same time. Xiaoningsun, Uncle Policeman, if you want to ask anything, just ask it here. I can personally guarantee you that I did not hurt anyone. The old policeman, that is, Zhao Qian, turned on his mobile phone and showed her a video, is the person in this video surveillance you? Xiaoningsun glanced at it and said, no. Back before I became a vegetative state, I became an immortal and invincible. Author, Qing Jue Chen Chen. Chapter 540. Chapter 540 Alibi. Zhao Qian, but someone said they saw you. This video was given to the police by her. Judging from the video, this person's back does look very much like you. Curious students also came forward to take a look. Yan Yuxiu, I didn't see the face at all. It can't prove that it's Ning Xuan. Gan Xiao, yes, it's just a silhouette. There are many similar people. Maybe someone framed her deliberately. Huny, the back of this person is slightly similar, and people who are familiar with my cousin know that she dresses like a lady. This person dresses like a boy, which is not my cousin's style. Xiaoningsun asked, who provided this video to you? Zhao Qian, in order to protect the reporter, I can't say this for the time being. Huny, Uncle Policeman, my cousin must have been wrongly accused. Zhao Qian, if she intentionally wronged her, then she is framed and will be punished by law. Xiaoningsun, what evidence do you have to prove that it's not you in the video? Xiaoningsun glanced at the time on the video surveillance and asked, is the time here accurate? Zhao Qian, yes, that's right, we checked it, so where were you at 10 o'clock yesterday? Xiaoningsun, I'm at home. Zhao Qian, can anyone provide you with an alibi? Huny said, my eldest brother and I can do it. We live downstairs from her. At 10 o'clock, we heard footsteps upstairs. She is the only one who lives in my cousin's house. Apart from her, there is no one else. Someone else. The squad leader said, you can also check the door control to see if she has gone out. Zhao Qian, this still doesn't completely prove that you are at home. The community where Xiaoningsun lives uses an access card, but she is good at climbing over walls, and her footsteps can also be faked. Classmate Xiaoningsun, do you have a stronger alibi? Xiaoningsun, yes, at 10 o'clock yesterday, I was live broadcasting. All the water friends in the live broadcast room can vouch for me. Zhao Qian had long known that she would say this. Before he came, he also investigated Xiaoningsun's online status yesterday. But she kept her face covered, and he needed her to prove that the person in the live broadcast room was herself. After Xiaoningsun finished speaking, he took out his mobile phone, opened Dolphin Video, and started the live broadcast. Today is the first official day of class. Although many fans are in class or working, they still clicked in as soon as they received the broadcast notification of Changsheng Yu Changsheng. Seeing the appearance of today's anchor, all water friends were shocked at the same time. What's going on? The anchor appeared with his real appearance. Wow, the anchor looks so young and good looking, as if he is underage. The anchor just said he wanted to reveal his identity yesterday, but is he exposed today? This speed is too fast. The anchor is really pretty, but why do I think she looks a little familiar? Hey, your memory is too bad, isn't she the famous figure at the Huaxia University orientation party last year, Xiaoningsun? Is that the eldest lady of the Sox group? Oh my god, she is so versatile. She can play musical instruments, martial arts, tell fortunes, and have good grades. How do rich families raise their daughters? I won't say anything else for now, but the background behind her seems to be a university classroom. Why did she suddenly broadcast live in the university classroom? Something must have happened. Most of the students in the classroom also looked at Xiaoningsun in shock. The fortune teller they like is actually their classmate Xiaoningsun? No wonder they always felt that the figure of Chang Shenyu's hung was familiar. It turned out to be the person next to them. Yan Yuxiu looked at her friend in shock. Ningxun, are you actually immortal and immortal? Xiaoningsun nodded, yes, Yi Shui, I've been hiding this from you all this time. I'm sorry. I just want to live a peaceful life. Yan Yuxiu smiled and said, no need to apologize. Everyone has their own secrets. I also have secrets that I am hiding from you, he he. Qian Duolei was a little embarrassed. In other words, yesterday I actually asked my classmate to tell fortunes. Yi Xiaoxiu was also a little uncomfortable. I also looked for Changsheng and Changshen yesterday. If I had known that such an accurate fortune teller was around me, I would have asked directly. I don't have to squat every time to live broadcast and compete for a spot. Other students also looked at Jiao Ningxun in disbelief. Ning Liuyuhan was on his way to the military training base and was also in the live broadcast room at this time. Seeing Jiao Ningxun suddenly appear in the live broadcast room, I suddenly doubted my life. She clearly saw Jiao Ningxun going there yesterday and recorded the live broadcast in time, so she went to report the incident. If she was in the live broadcast room at that time, who was there? In the shocked eyes of everyone, Jiao Ningxun looked at the mobile phone camera. Everyone, yesterday it was time to testify as I said. I was falsely accused of going out and hurting someone at 10 o'clock yesterday morning, but at 10 o'clock, I'm just chatting with you and asking you to testify for me. One person suddenly said, even if you said you were live broadcasting at 10 o'clock yesterday, but you always wore a mask, who knows if you found someone with the same body shape as you to live broadcast for you. Another person also said, yes, your voice now is different from the voice in the live broadcast room. It doesn't sound like the same person. When Jiao Ningxun heard this, instead of being angry, he actually agreed with it. It is true that I covered my face during the live broadcast, but with current science and technology, it is enough to compare my face without a mask with my face with a mask. My eyes are also exposed. I believe it should be easy for the police uncle. Comparatively, are we the same person? If that doesn't work, there's also the figure of the two of us. It's summer now, and the summer clothes I wore yesterday. The police uncles can also compare my position above the shoulders. Zhao Qian nodded, okay, please cooperate with us to record a video. Jiao Ningxun, okay. What? Is the anchor really framed? It must be true, the police showed up. The person who framed the anchor is too stupid. She can count everything, even if she can't count herself, she can count others. That is, the person who made the false accusation has been kicked out of the iron today, and he will probably be thrown into jail. Haha, you are really overestimating your abilities. The host is so good looking, how could he possibly hurt people? That is, there are many people who can help her stand up. Hey, something is wrong with you. After knowing the true appearance of the anchor, you seem to be a little bit brainless. Just be mentally retarded. I just like beautiful people. I like it too. I am a loyal fan of the anchor. I was her fan when she first started broadcasting. Of course, I will defend her unconditionally.